Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Join the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill every Saturday from noon to 2 as we cover Tampa-based sports, from the Pee-wees to the preps to the pros, providing a positive perspective in our weekly interviews with NFL alumni and Florida Sports Hall of Fame inductees, as well as collegiate, high school, youth coaches, and players, conversations from the clubhouse, as well as entertaining guests weekly. So be sure to have a championship day with the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection Saturdays from 12 to 2 on the Tan Talk family of stations.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
All the caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. On the board today, we have the fabulous Ed. How you doing today, Ed?
Getting ready for a little rain.
Yeah, that's what they say every day, but it never rains in Seminole.
I'm just also going to wonder how Lynn's going to sound like she's in the other room. You might want to pull that microphone a little close. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Duh. Oh, Ed, what would I do without you? And that is my best friend, my sidekick in my
the house vacuuming without the vacuum.
Yeah. Okay, Lynn, I don't have to introduce you now. Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, this silly girl who doesn't put the microphone on the other side. All right. I am here and I'm happy to be here.
And I'm happy you're here too. It's all good. You've had a pretty eventful week.
I have rats. Not in the house, but around the house.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Building nests.
Building nests in her air conditioner.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So you get one thing done. I got my air conditioner service, and then he tells me that now I got to get the bug guy in.
So like when you turn the air conditioner on, does it go? It's like some rats in there.
I know.
What?
Get yourself a really mean cat.
Yeah, a really mean cat.
There you go.
Maybe. Or rent a cat.
Yeah. Anyway, they poisoning them and then they got to come and do something. Just one more thing, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
I'm taking care of everything.
It's better you know about it and there's something you can do about it. Then what would you do if they were in your house?
Yeah, especially since I'm going away so
that
much
would not
this
be good.
summer.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I want to give a shout out to our newest listeners. We have Sylvia in St. Pete, Shannon in Ohio, and Cece in Clearwater.
Welcome, ladies.
So like I always say, there's plenty of room around the Connecting Caregivers table for new listeners, whether you listen to when the show is live or on YouTube or wherever else they have us.
Yeah.
But today I'm glad to say that we have Traci Lamb with us from Smart Caregiving, and we have some good conversation to have here. It was about a year ago last time you were on the show.
Yeah.
But a lot of things have happened since then.
A lot, yes.
But first I want to let our listeners know about an event that Arden Courts is sponsoring live. Yes, live. Developing Dementia Sensitivity with Rebecca Wilson. And it's Wednesday, June 8th. At 9:30 a.m. in Seminole. So if you're interested in this, you can RSVP at 727-517-7800. I think it'll be fabulous just to see caregivers out there live together because it's just starting probably next month. My new live group will start too because there's good stuff with Zoom, but there's good stuff with live. So I'm glad to see that some live is. So Traci, you're with Smart Caregiving.
Yes, I am.
And a lot has changed in the last year. Bring your microphone a little closer.
Okay, sure.
So first of all, explain to our listeners what Smart Caregiving is.
Sure. We are the only company doing what we do nationwide. We allow anyone who takes care of a loved one at home. So whether it's mom, dad, spouse, special needs child, whatever, if they have any questions at all, no matter what it is, because when you take care of a loved one at home, as you guys well know, you have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And things can change daily, hourly, moment by moment. So there are a lot of questions, and there literally was nowhere for people to just call and say, this is what's happening to my dad, or this is what's happening to my mom. Can you please tell me what I should do and who I should call and all that kind of, what is this? I worked for hospice for 15 years. And so I have that experience, but I even more so in the last 8 months, I personally took care of my mom and my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm walking right there with you. And so, I thought it was crazy that really only people in the healthcare industry kind of knew where you could find a lot of answers.
Well, even some of them don't know.
And even some of them don't know.
You can go to your doctor's office and not find out information.
That is exactly correct. And so I just thought that was insane. And then I knew that there was tons of companies all over the world, really, that all offer all kinds of products and services.
We're all aging. We're living so much longer.
Those boomers, a lot of those baby boomers.
Yeah, we're going to be around.
And so it was crazy to me that you couldn't have just kind of like a one-stop shop where you could call and ask questions and then say, okay, by the way, let me tell you about some of these companies that can really offer you products or services that can help you with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
With stuff you don't even know about.
Stuff that you don't even know about. And you can't Google what you don't know, right?
Exactly.
If you don't know about it, it's hard to Google it.
Right.
So that's basically what we do. We basically bridge the gap. We marry the two. And on the caregiver side, what we do is we basically walk them through the journey, and we give them, we connect them with different companies that can help them and answer their questions. And if they ask questions that we can't answer, we tell them, in the next 24 48 hours, we'll find out.
That's what I always say. If I don't have the answer, I know somebody that does.
Absolutely.
And is there any charge to the caregiver?
Nope. It's completely free.
That's
completely free.
Big deal.
Yep. It's completely free, and it will always be completely free. And they can call as many times as they want. I mean, if they want to call every day, twice a day, it doesn't matter. We'll talk to them as
So do you answer the calls? Do you have a group of people? How do you do that?
I answer some of the calls. I have a group of people that help me. I'm actually getting ready to automate that simply because of the fact that and that's where I was going to say too, we're about to become a referral company for the Area Agency on Aging. So we're about to start getting a whole lot of calls, which is a beautiful thing. We're going to be able to help a whole lot of people, which I love. That's what I want to do. So we're going to have to, I found a company that actually, they have, they can automate it to where it really doesn't seem like it's automated. And they'll have some standard questions that are a lot of the normal questions that people call about. Right. And then if they have a different question, then they'll be able to go to a live agent. So we'll be able to take care of all of that. And I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be really, really good. I think we're going to be able to help a lot of people. And we're going to start just kind of small in Pasco and Pinellas County. That's not
so small, really.
Yep, and that's $1.5 million.
All the old people.
I know I know.
Look at that map.
I know it's like 1.5 million people right now, and then we're going to slowly spread out. And what I've already talked to Tallahassee, and we'll eventually be in all the counties in Florida, and then Tallahassee actually wants to bump us out to all the counties in the entire United States. So it's going to get really big and really crazy, but I love the fact that we're going to be able to help so many people. I mean, that is the goal. That was why I started the company.
In this past year, you got to personally feel it. So that changes everything.
Oh, without a doubt.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So you're on this mission to do this, and all of a sudden, you're in it.
Yep. And I'm a middle child of 3. Older sister passed away 15 years ago in a car crash, and my younger brother died 2 years ago from alcoholism. So I was very blessed in that up until last year, both of my parents were fairly independent. They could still get around themselves. They needed some help, but they didn't need a lot of help. They were actually doing really good. Well, in September, my 79-year-old mother ended up having total knee replacement surgery. And my father was already starting to decline, getting to where he was having a very difficult time walking around. Well, in September, they both just tanked. I mean, Mom couldn't get out of bed with her surgery. Dad just completely tanked. And I basically had to put my entire company on hold. I was working. I had to quit my job.
Yeah, I mean.
I had to, because I was cooking 3 meals a day. I was walking the dog. I was doing everything, and, I truly believe that it made me become so much more
Oh, yeah,
of
get
what
it.
I am now.
Yeah.
I truly get it, and it's like I said to
And
you.
how much more empathy you can have for people.
Oh, for real. I mean, and especially my father was former military. So he could be very difficult
tough.
at times.
Yeah.
He
He's
did
the
not
boss.
he did not want to be sick. He did not want to
Yeah, he's
go
angry because he's sick.
Yes, he was. And he did not like it when I would sit there and I would say, Dad, because he kept falling and we would have to call 911 to get him up because he was a heavy guy. And I was like, Dad, you got to go to the hospital. You can't keep doing this. And he would get really angry with me. Well, you just don't love me anymore. You don't want me in the house.
Mhm.
No, that's not it.
No.
You really need to be in the hospital right now. But it was a really tough situation. And so I really, really empathize now with people that are going through that. I mean, it's a whole nother level
Yeah.
of understanding and empathy. It really, really is. I mean,
Yeah.
and he passed away in February, and
I'm so sorry.
that's okay. The thing is he was so miserable by the end because from November until February he was completely bedbound. And
no one should live that way.
Once he got that way,
that's not living.
No, there was just no quality of life.
Right.
There was no quality of life. And I just, when they get to that point, you just kind of just want to say, it is okay. It's okay to go. I mean, I miss him every day.
Yeah.
I got my sales and marketing background from my dad. So I love him for that. And I miss
And
so
he's
much
watching what you
talking
do
to him.
every day.
He is. So, but that was a journey. I completely understand now why everybody says it does change everything. It really, really, really does.
All right. So what are your plans for this year?
Oh my goodness. I have huge plans. I'm kind of one of those people that I keep a lot of different things going, and I've been very blessed. A lot of doors have been opened for me. Like I say, first of all, the federal government, that's a really big door. And then getting everything to where we can take all those calls, that's the really big thing, is because I need to be able to take those calls.
Yeah.
And then we also are in talks about a nationwide TV show. I've had 2 different people talk to me about franchising globally. And I'm in talks about, and I'm in talks too about a radio show too. So there's lots of things in the works. So I'm really, really super excited about all of it. It's a lot on my plate. But I'm really lucky. I have a really good team that's helping me with a bunch of different things. So that's really, really good.
And how's your mother doing now?
She's doing better. I still live with her. She's she's doing okay. It was a really tough time. My mother was frail before my dad got sick because with my brother dying, it took a lot out of her. Yeah. And then with the journey that we went through with my dad, in and out of the hospitals a lot. And then he was in and out of the hospital a lot. It was tough. And then of course her health was not great. And she ended up having to get knee surgery twice on the same knee because the one knee, she fell trying to take care of my dad when the knee was trying to heal. Mary. Yeah. So it's like, it was crazy. So by the time he was finally gone, it took a couple of months. It's taken a couple of months just for her to kind of get back on an even keel. Exactly. Because she really had a really, really tough time, but she's doing okay. She's doing
lucky
okay.
to have you there.
Yeah. I am glad that I stay with her. I don't want her to be alone for too long just because it's just too much has happened.
She's your mom.
Yeah. I mean, she's my mom. Yeah. Yeah. So we always joke that we're it, Michael and Denise are gone and Dad is too. So we're it. So,
You're the team.
We're the team. So we're in it through thick and thin. So we're doing okay though. We are.
So let's talk about your experiences coming up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of different things going on. One is obviously I'm going to be having a global conference. It's going to be the first one. I'm going to have 2 actually next year. One's going to be here in Tampa. It is going to be with 350 healthcare and IT companies worldwide. And we're going to all come together. I'm finding out that as I put this directory together, with all these different companies, a lot of them find out about what other companies do, and they're like, "Oh,
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that.
Yep.
I would love to work with them." And so I'm like, "This is crazy. Let's just put us all in the same room,
Exactly.
and let's just all
Have
talk.
the conversation.
Let's have the conversation because we're all on the same team. We're all trying to help the same people.
Exactly.
So let's all just
And
work
there's
together.
plenty of business for all of us.
Absolutely, there is. And so I just thought that this was crazy that all of these companies were saying this to me, and I was like, I just need to have an event and make it to where we can all have the same conversation. So we're going to be doing it May 22nd through the 24th in Tampa at the Grand Hyatt, and it's going to be super exciting. I am beyond thrilled and super
So
excited.
are you booked up? Are people still opening? And who would be a good match?
We're getting ready to put the registrations out there. We're actually in the final process of putting together the flyer and putting together the whole package so that everybody can see what all they can get to do with all of that and everything. I've already got several companies that have already committed to be sponsors and do all of that kind of stuff. And I've already got all 15 speakers all already lined up to be speakers.
You have a separate website for this?
I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to have a Facebook page as well so that people can come and see that. I have a doctor scheduled to come from India. I have several delegates coming from Africa. I also have some people possibly coming from Spain. So I truly have a global presence that's going to be there, which is phenomenal, which is great.
Yes.
We need to find out what's going on in other countries that could maybe help us. And then we need to also let them know things that we're doing,
that we know about,
so that we can, because they have caregivers just like we do.
Exactly. The whole world does.
The whole world does. So, why limit it to just the United States? So we've got companies coming from Canada and everything as well. So we're going to do that. It's going to be 350 people.
So if someone was interested in being part of it, who's like a good candidate?
Any company that offers a product or a service that can help caregivers. Anybody that does that. And if they are interested, they can get in contact with me and I will be more than happy to give them all the details. It's going to be a 3-day event. It's going to be a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay.
It's going to start, it's going to be at the Grand Hyatt in Tampa. The rooms are beautiful. I just came from the hotel actually and got to walk through the ballrooms and got to see all of the good stuff.
It's a nice location.
Yeah, it is. It's right there on the water. It's really, really nice. And then we're going to
May is beautiful.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I wanted it to be to where a lot of these people that are coming, from overseas actually get to see, Florida, the palm trees and the beach and the whole stuff,
Citrus rats.
Yeah. I didn't just want it to be, in the center of town in a stuffy hotel and, that kind of thing. I really want it to be an experience.
Because they'll probably prolong their stay.
Yeah.
And it's a great place. Yeah. And May is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to actually talk to Busch Gardens. I'm going to talk to the aquarium. I'm going to talk to, there's like a downtown Tampa pass that you can get.
Oh,
and you can do several of the museums and different.
Something.
Yeah. So give them some of those as well. So yeah, anybody that is interested and wants to talk and come, I would love to have a huge presence here from Tampa. I would love it. And then in October, we are going to do an even bigger one in Vegas. And that's going to be at least 1,000 attendees. And that's going to be, again, healthcare and IT that kind of transfers into healthcare. Yeah. There may even be some food. What's interesting is that I met a really cool lady. Her name is Chef Coco. She's actually right here in Tampa. She's a chef from Le Cordon Bleu, and she actually was a fashion designer for the entertainment industry. Really neat lady. And she's actually going to do, for the one in May, she's going to do a cooking demonstration because the reality is in healthcare, everything starts with what you eat.
Yep.
Good health starts with what you eat.
Yeah.
And so if you eat correctly, then everything else kind of falls out into place. And so we're going to have her do a cooking demonstration on nutrition and do a talk about all of that and that kind of stuff. And so we may in Vegas even have a few food companies and some different things about nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So that one is hopefully going to be either at the Bellagio or the Venetian. I'm in the process of finalizing the venue. And it's either going to be the first week or second week in October. I'm in the final stages of getting that all booked and taken care of. But I'm
exciting.
It is. What I'm really excited about too, though, is the caregiver retreats. I want to
let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, because the caregiver retreats I'm going to do in 2025. And that's going to end up being the first one that I'm going to do is probably going to be in Orlando. Like I was telling you, the thing with Tampa, and I do love Tampa to death, is that they can only handle as far as overnight stays.
Yeah, there's more choices.
It's limited. And so I really want to make it a caregiver weekend retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make it to where, they can come in like Friday night, have a really nice dinner, get away from their caregiving for a weekend, just kind of breathe, and just relax and breathe. But in the meantime, also get education, and maybe have a couple of speakers Friday night, while they're having dinner or whatever. And then Saturday, let them have speakers, have some exhibitors,
workshop or
workshop and that kind of thing. Maybe let them get some massages, free massages, whatever, something. I just really want them to be able to just like
focus on the
caregiving and learn stuff, learn about palliative care. And I just had a patient that just called me the other day. She actually got referred to me by a dear friend, and really cool lady. And she's like 90 years old, taking care of her 90-year-old husband. And honestly, the only thing that he has wrong with him is just a couple of small things. They're not really huge things. But she's like, I really need some help. It's just really starting to get at me. And I told her, I said, listen, I hope I'm half of what you are at 90.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very alert, very
God
with it.
Her.
And so I told her, I said, I think you need to call hospice. I said they could admit him, even though he doesn't have a disease, they could admit him for something called adult failure to thrive, which means he's just declining.
Yeah.
And I said they could help you tremendously. Well, so I gave her the phone number. I told her to call, tell her to get a free assessment. She sent me the text and she goes,
She's so happy.
She said, I can't tell you how happy I am. Yeah. She goes, I never would have thought to call hospice.
Makes a difference.
I never would have.
Nobody even understands hospice.
They don't understand it. And it's just a lack of education. I didn't understand it until I started working for them. I thought the same exact thing that everybody else does.
Dirty word.
That's right. And you only call them when they're 3 days before dying. Yep.
Exactly.
It's so different.
And it's not that at all. I mean, my father was in and out of hospice 3 different times. And the first
you can graduate. I tell people that all the time.
And the first time he was in there for 2 years. And then they graduated him out.
He was a real thriver.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, he declined for 2 full years.
They had enough of him.
Well, that's probably true too. I know I definitely did at times.
Well, Traci, it's been great chatting with you. Where can our listeners find you?
At smart-caregiving.com or tracyknows.com.
Okay, and I'll put all that information in the
KNOWS?
Yep.
KNOWS.
Not knows. And now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Are you looking for compassionate and dependable home care for you or a loved one? Assisting Hands Home Care, serving Pinellas and Pasco counties, can help.
The day came that taking care of my mother was no longer the best thing for me or for her. Between kids and a job, I couldn't give her the attention she needed and deserved, and I was overwhelmed. So I reached out to Assisting Hands Home Care. Now I can see what an important decision that was, and I feel confident that my mother has compassionate and dependable caregivers who help her to stay happy, healthy, and home. Today, I'm able to visit with my mother and enjoy our time together, which is exactly what we both needed.
Assisting Hands Home Care. Call today for your free in-home consultation. In Pinellas, call 727-748-4211 or visit assistinghands.com. When you can't do it all, give Assisting Hands a call.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Sean W. Scott has been practicing elder law and qualifying clients for Medicaid for over 30 years. While his practice is in all areas of estate planning, such as durable power of attorney, healthcare surrogates, and wills, he also prides himself on having a 100% accuracy rate on getting clients approved for Medicaid. Why Medicaid, you may ask? Do you want to pay up to $16,000 a month for a nursing home should the time come? Obviously, no one wants to have to endure this cost. So even though you may have planned well for retirement, the reality is things happen. Planning ahead is never too soon. You need to make sure your income and assets are protected so that you can take care of you and your loved ones. Florida law is very specific on how and what is protected and how to protect it. Give Sean a call. He can help. 727-539-0181. That's 727-539-0181.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
That's funny. Hey, we're back, and I'm so excited. I'm great for all that information we had from Traci. But right now, I have my friends from Neighborly Care Network here.
Yay.
Hello, Georgia. Hello, Terry.
Hi. Hello, and thank you so much for having us. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. So, first of all, Neighborly Care Services just does so many fabulous things that I don't think enough people know about it. So, can you just give me an overview of what Neighborly Care Services is?
Sure, they can. Let me go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
People don't know that. This really began in 1966 with the establishment of the Older Americans Act. And they appropriated funds to help seniors 60 and over with different things in their life. One of the claim to fame was Meals on Wheels, which everybody knows about.
Yeah.
However, there's so many other programs that you don't know about that when I was hired, that is my job to let the general public know of what else they can avail themselves of. So if I can just go back a little bit and give just a framework.
Please do.
Some statistics.
Please do.
There are right now in Pinellas County, which we only service Pinellas County, there are 280,000 residents who are 60 and older. There are 83,000 adults who are 60 and live alone. And there are 39,000 plus seniors who are living at or below poverty level and face the threat of hunger.
Oh.
So, yeah, very sad statistics. And this is last year's statistics. So how can we help? We can help in so many ways. And number one, I'm going to talk about our adult daycare.
Yeah, I think that's so important.
There are, and we have 3 locations. We have South St. Pete, we have one in Margot, and then our most northern one is in Palm Harbor, and that's called Sunny. Our transportation is complimentary. We actually pick up our clients, is what we call them, at their homes, bring them to our care centers. We offer breakfast and lunch on a complimentary basis. If any medical needs or medicine needs to happen while they're with us, we take care of that. We do have LPNs that are in charge of all 3 of our facilities, and we offer capabilities for someone who might be physically impaired, mentally impaired, or emotionally impaired. Now, we do not look into any financials. If you're 60 or older, if your primary care doctor fills out a form and feels that you can benefit from that, we would welcome you.
That's just so unbelievable. And you have openings.
Oh, we have tons of openings.
It's crazy.
Can't believe you have openings.
Yeah, because that's why we got to get the word out, because this is so important. And how important. I mean, we're talking about 83,000 people living alone and 39,000 in the toilet. What can we do for these people? Because it's just not the Meals on Wheels. It's the socialization.
Yeah.
It's someone watching out for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, our Meals on Wheels is, there aren't even words enough to tell everybody what a benefit that is. 90% of the time, that's the only human being
Exactly.
that person's going to see. And they're riveted to their TV and they're being scared and they're isolated and alone. And this gives them an option to have a conversation with someone. It also gives us an opportunity to take a quick look around to see maybe is there something else this person needs that nobody is aware of.
And that could be very affordable or maybe for free. I mean,
yes.
During COVID, my daughter's a hairdresser, so she started to go into some seniors' houses to cut their hair outside because they were afraid. And when she would go there, then she saw, oh, this house is a mess, you know. And one man, she said to me, Mom, he lives in a mobile home and he has a hole in his floor with just a piece of plywood laying on top of it.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I called Joel Quattlebaum from the Largo Police Department. Don't you know it? 3 weeks later, the guy got all new flooring on a grant.
There you go. God bless you, Linda, for all that you've been doing. And I have to shout out to Anthony Tedesco. He's deputy chief of the EMTs. I reached out to him a little over a month ago now, and I said there's so much need, and when there's a 911 call and the men go in, just going to the hospital is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that needs to be done when they come back home. And would you please consider handing out our brochures? And he said yes. So
that's fabulous.
He said, bring me 20 for 8 of my facilities. I'll hand them out myself. And he did. And he called me within a week and he said, the men loved it and they want more.
Because they want to help. Because the services are here to help people.
Absolutely. Pinellas Sheriff's Department, I just reached out to them about 2 weeks ago. He said the same thing. He said we would be more than happy to. So he said, bring me 200. Giving the amount for the men in the cruisers. So there's a lot of agencies that are willing to help us. So it's a real brotherhood, if you will, of just helping our common man. But other programs that we have available that no one seems to be aware of generally are our senior cafes.
Okay.
And our senior cafes were designed specifically for the person who's living alone, eating alone, is 60 or older, and wants to socialize. So there again, on a complimentary basis, we will pick them up at their home. We bring them for lunch, games. Some people play bingo, some play cards. They socialize, and we bring them back home again.
Wow.
And we have several different locations in the Pinellas County area. I think we have 8. So what we try to do is match up where the person lives with the closest senior cafe so they can avail themselves of it. And they usually run Monday through Friday. Some run 3 days a week. It all depends on where you live.
Yeah.
We do travel within a 10-mile radius.
Socialization is so important. It's, we've been locked down with the COVID and, why solitary confinement is the worst punishment you can have.
Yeah.
And
so true.
To know that there are services out there for some people that are listening right now, or maybe they're listening for their neighbor or whatever, that said, hey, you know what? Harry could get to go out a couple of days a week.
Exactly. In 2021 alone, our neighborly staff and volunteers delivered 633 500,000 meals.
Yeah. Wow.
You can imagine it's staggering.
Yeah.
And that's grown in 2022. And God help us, it's going to grow even more.
Oh, yeah. We have a huge aging population. We need to help people. But years ago, I'm talking about 25, 30 years ago, I used to work. I lived in New York, and I volunteered with this church where I would go feed a senior one night a week, bring him dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Sometimes he didn't even care about the dinner. Most times he didn't really care about the dinner. He was just happy that I came there and that someone came and talked to him. No
kidding.
Yeah.
It's that one-on-one that's so critical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their nutrition is failing. If they're depressed, they don't want to eat. Sometimes they don't remember to eat.
Right.
And our nutrition department is excellent at devising menus for not only our adult day centers, but also for our senior cafe, as well as for our Meals on Wheels program. But something else that no one really knew about is that our transportation is offered also on a complimentary basis in case somebody needs to get to the doctor's office and they cannot. Again, we pick them up home, take them to the doctor's office, make the return trip, and bring them back to their house. 2 caveats that are very important to remember is that we run Monday through Friday, but only between 9:30 and 2:30.
Okay.
And we also have to have prior knowledge so we can get them on the schedule.
Right.
So at least give us 2 or 3 days advance notice. And I was speaking to
Now, are they able to do that and bring a companion with them?
I'm sure they could.
Okay.
I'm sure they could, because a lot of the seniors just simply can't travel alone. We do have capability for wheelchairs and walkers also. And all of our drivers are CPR trained.
Wow.
So if anybody happens to have a special need or they're on oxygen, we can take care of that.
That's so important. It's so important. I need to get a bunch of your brochures. I need to come see you.
Oh, no, please do. Oh, I would absolutely love it. I'll come see you.
Yeah.
Bring you my brochures. To be honest with you, I've been giving so many away. I'm out. So Monday morning.
Your printer will be very happy.
I will be going to administration to load back up again. And if anybody in the audience goes to a church and you are opening up and having coffee clutches or whatever you might be calling them, I would be more than happy to speak on behalf of Neighborly Senior Services. I've been very fortunate to speak to Imperial Palms in Largo, the Baptist Church on Indian Rocks Road, and Espiritu Sanctu Church. Yesterday, I had the wonderful opportunity of speaking to the care coordinators at Encompass Hospital.
Wow.
I'm all over the place, and I want to speak more.
That's great. Maybe you even would like to come in and do a little guest speaking at one of my support groups on Zoom.
I would love to.
Just to let my people know what else is out there.
I'd love to. At any time, just let me know, and I will rearrange my schedule.
You're the
I
bomb.
would love to do that. If you have any other questions, personally, you can always contact me at gsmith@neighborly.org.
Okay. And what's the phone number there?
727-573-9444. And most importantly, I am now going to turn it over to Terry. She is our new manager of volunteers, and I'm going to give her the floor.
Thanks,
Terry?
Georgia. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Linda.
Georgia.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having us.
No problem. I totally want to support what you people are doing there.
Well, we're doing the best we can. We're trying to do good things every day for our seniors in Pinellas County.
I hear you. But we need people to do that.
We do, and that's where I come in.
Okay.
I'm the manager of the volunteer program, and for Meals on Wheels, and basically we need volunteers. But let me give you a little bit of background on what I know. People know about Meals on Wheels, but what they actually do.
Yes, please do.
Our focus is to get our main focus is to get a nutritious meal for homebound seniors in Pinellas County.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we do, and we do that about 2,500 times each weekday. So we serve 2,500 meals each weekday from our 10 locations within the county.
Wow. My husband used to volunteer. He used to pack coolers. I think at High Point or somewhere.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. We have all different types of. If folks don't want to drive, if they want to do something else at the facility, we have opportunities to just packing.
Yeah.
So that's we have around 700 seniors on a wait list right now.
Wow.
And you did hear me right. 700 was the number, and we need about 70 volunteers.
I would say, so does a volunteer, if they're delivering Meals on Wheels, do they use their own car?
They do. They do use their own car.
So explain to me a little bit. So somebody's listening and they're thinking, I got to use my own car. Is it worth it? What's the deal? What are the hours? Give me some ideas.
Okay. Well, the hours are they go into their site, which they pick themselves. I mean, we have 10 locations in Pinellas County, so they will pick the site that they want to work from.
Okay.
And they'll go into their site around 10:30 a.m. That's when they're supposed to be there to pick up their meals.
Okay.
And that if they're doing the Meals on Wheels.
Right.
If you're packing, you will go in earlier than that.
Right.
And
so if I'm coming there at 10:30, I'm picking up like coolers, right?
Right. You're picking up your hot and cold coolers. Each cooler will contain around you'll have around 10 people on your route.
Okay.
So usually you'll have 10 hot meals and 10 cold packs.
But and they get a hot and a cold, or it's
Yes.
two different clients.
No, that would be in, you get 2 coolers. Each client gets a hot and a cold.
And a cold. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the day in the life of a.
So do I get reimbursed for my gasoline to deliver this stuff?
You do not. We do have incentives. Occasionally, we do have grants and things like that. Folks that actually give to us and fund those.
Mm-hmm.
Where we can give out some gas cards and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you do not get reimbursed for the miles or anything. You are totally volunteering.
So I'm thinking that much with the price of gas right now, it probably makes things a little bit more difficult.
We haven't seen much decrease. What we see, what you probably hadn't thought about, is in the summertime, our snowbirds go back north.
Right.
So we lose a lot of volunteers.
A lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always needing volunteers in the summertime.
And can they just volunteer like 2 days a week?
Yes, that's the good thing. All we ask is 2 hours per week.
Oh.
So they can volunteer as little as 1 day, because that usually is what we ask out of one day. So
Yeah.
they can volunteer as little as 1 time a week.
Yeah, I think that may when people hear that, it may be more interesting because everybody can do a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to share with you, like, if your listeners, if you've got people that want to volunteer, how they go about doing it.
Yes, please tell us.
Okay, so they'll go to our website. It's neighborly.org. So that's neighborly.org.
I'm going to put all this information in the show too. Go ahead.
Okay, that sounds good. And then you're going to fill out the application, which is just a basic application with your name, address, information, things like that. And you, at that time, will pick out the day that's convenient for you to come to the orientation.
Okay.
And that is located in Clearwater.
Okay.
At our admin building. And that takes about 2 hours, sometimes a little less, but around 2 hours.
Do I need a background check?
You will. A level.
Good.
Yes. Our seniors are considered vulnerable.
Yep.
Population, so we definitely do have to have a level 1 background check.
Perfect. Yeah, that's important. That's really important.
Yes.
And what's the phone number there?
The phone number is what Leslie gave you.
Can you give it to us again, please?
Sorry, Georgia. It's 727-573-9444.
Fabulous.
Yep.
What is the last thing you would like our listeners to hear, ladies?
If you can find it in your heart to volunteer, I promise you will not regret it.
I agree.
And any donations that you have, we would accept any donations. Our gas was $8,000. In other months, it has now gone to $20,000.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So any
crazy.
donations, anybody out there feels that they would like to give, we would most appreciate.
Yeah, because maybe sometimes people can't volunteer, but maybe they could take a little money out of their pocket to help.
Maybe they have a few bucks.
Yeah.
A few bucks.
Yeah, it's all good.
Thank
Because you know what? We're all going to be in this situation one day. So let's think a little bit about ahead, and how we can help each other now.
God, go on. Yes.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here today. And Georgia, I'll hook up with you soon.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a delicious day. And right now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week. And did you know they got the Reader's Choice Award for 2019 for the best chiropractic in Pinellas County? So check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live, it's a place to call home. residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
Introducing the life-changing Foot Bar Walker.
I'm Peggy from Danville, Kentucky, and I'm 91 years old. The Foot Bar Walker revolutionized my care of George. It absolutely benefits the patient and the caregiver both, and that's the beauty of it. It's so easy to use. It folds up just like a dream. I got it in and out of the car without any effort at all. The saving that I made from having to put him in a nursing home came to about $192,000.
Does someone you love use a walker? Do they struggle to get up from a seated position? Are you a caregiver dealing with physical pain and stress as you help your patient? The Foot Bar Walker was designed to assist not only the patient, but also the caregiver. Patients have more control standing up, and no lifting from the caregiver is required. See how it works at thefootbarwalker.com. That's thefootbarwalker.com. Peggy, would you recommend the Foot Bar Walker?
Do I ever? I would not be in the health that I'm in today at this age had it not been for the Foot Bar Walker.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Stop, you don't do it anymore.
So I loved talking to those people from the Neighborly Care Network. There are so many things that are available out there that people just don't know about.
And it's amazing that they have a lot of snowbirds that will volunteer.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know me. I think everybody should be a volunteer somewhere because I think that you live in your town and your community, and I think we all add to that. And that segues me to pretty soon we're opening up the Kiwanis Breakfast Club of Seminole is opening up the Field of Honor for the flags, which is not until November.
Oh, but we better do it fast. You mean?
We opened up the website last week and we have 125 already, and this year we're going to have 500 flags. So that's exciting. That's exciting. And also, Kiwanis will have family fun fishing tomorrow morning at Taylor Park from 8 to 11. And any kids that want to go fishing, come with your parent or guardian. We give out the fishing poles, the bait, the whole deal. And there's a prize for the first fish, the most fish, the biggest fish. You know, it's a lot of fun for the kids. I'm excited to say that as of this morning, all the videos went out of the conference. 21 videos, which I'm very excited to see that they're out there so people can watch them at their leisure.
Better keep talking.
Yeah. And they don't have to watch the entire conference. You can just pick out and watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it.
Yes.
And so I'm really happy about that. And we're planning the next conference is going to be November 8th, 9th, and 10th. I changed it from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd because I have to put up 500 flags those days.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was smart because this year you had the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yeah, and last year we put the flags up on the 1st.
Yeah.
So this year I wouldn't be able to even help. So, so we changed it for that. So I'm really glad about that. please go to the my website and nominate a caregiver for the Connecting Caregivers contest. We're going to be picking the winner the second week in July. Every single person that's nominated gets something because we appreciate all of you, and all the names go in one hat. We don't pick, oh, this one seems better than that one.
Because you're all perfect.
They are perfect.
Yep.
And they all need good things. They all need to know that people care about them. And it's just so fabulous when someone's nominated and they said, oh, wow, somebody really recognizes what I do or cares about what I do. Because I think lots of times caregivers just get in that rut of day in and day out and day in and day out. And what do I do next? So I'm grateful for all of you caregivers. I'm grateful that you tune in every week. Next week, we'll have our friends Maureen Rullison and Brian LeBlanc from We Are Dementia Strong.
And I won't be here.
No.
Because I messed up.
So you have to get recalled on your car.
I know, but it's my fault. I made the appointment for Friday, and then I called up and said, it's the only day I work. And she goes, oh, we'll put you through. The other girl goes, all right, then come in August.
Yeah,
I said, I can't. It's a
your car will
recall.
blow up by then.
So I'm going.
So thanks everybody for tuning in this week. Please come back next week. Share the show with your friends. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.
Yes.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing's going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. If the sky above you